Samupe, Sampadia, Chimafidi non kotu, era one radio. Samupe, Jumpadia, Chimafidi non kotu, era one radio. Oh, and you pankuma, Chintu, Asam pankuma.
Yeah, Amanda share majum makwaba biom diba yensum jumedie so wo Erawan Radio TV so na mo ani yen ehye ye kai mo se sabre ye twagu e wo Facebook uko Facebook wo hwe Erawan Radio TV a won sabe kan saran so na se uko Facebook uko YouTube nso a hon so won sabe kan yesre won saka na wa click adoma no na afi wa bo modern so a said be ya de bibia to ha won sabeka ye kai mo say yensum dwumadie na ye duru so mo so mfo Kobby na matredwam a mede yensum dwumadie ebre mo said ye nyina ye nimu no ye tra ase enwumere se ya na ye de enema na nsem a edi atrantwi ewo Ghana na ebre ebesom mo na afi ye kire ya dwene eni yensusuye ewo saa niema no enyina eho yemfam free the recent fire outbreak eto edum ewo Kumasi ewo Ashanti region anase ewo Asante Mountain na eniema kakra bi na mepese yeka anase meka ewo saa fire outbreak no mabetena ha beye afinie ena me betra ha afidie ya so ena me kan se ekwani a ye fire service fa so no enya de a eboa me kai se sabre no na eja ato edan bi mu wo begro importem ho baabi ena won de taxi fire service for de taxi na bae na omukuta odum jaibi the friend fire extinguisher no bi na omo try say omo de bedum eja kese na ato efie nim na mihunu samfoni no betena ha kan ho asem se ekwane a ye fa so ma ye fire service for no eniema a wode ye akade a wode ye adwuma no entimi emwa papa enti ebra ye beto aba no eno nso mesan bae na mekae se mesre aban a obeba no se omomode se obetwa nani ahwe fire service for no na wahwe die obetumi aye de aboa amomanya modern tools a ombetumi de aye won adwuma eno nkoda nchen so mesan ekae se bibia esese ye duro no se eba se yesi edwa anase ye plane ye kru a ye plane area bia wo se ye de saa niema no nyina hye ya adwene mu se oja betumi ato baabi ne senti no wo se ye se de be ya ibenya ekwan a nkrofo se ba se ejato baabi a fire service for no betumi afam ana odum jafo no betumi afam akọ se me ka sa asem no nso na etobri bi a Ghana ndie mi hunu se woba program bi ti sese so na nya ade a wudidi atem na nya ade a wo support one particular political party wo support wo muntinsam a wo kan wo di gu other political party ho fi a amanfo nhwewo na amanfo ntiyo se ade a amanfo hwe na amanfo tie a enka some of the ensem na me discuss wo ha no enka den ye de me bo be ma me se asem na me kan ye no eno na abamu no adenti ena ye wo nipa 4.5 million Kumasi Ashanti region population no 5.4 million people and Ashanti region. Fire and almost 43, I think about 43 districts or so, and district and municipal assemblies. 43. I should think Ashanti region have 43. So 43 for now almost 17 per and fire hydrants, because in actual sense no fire hydrants are a war Ashanti region no functionable ones na etumi ye adwuma no just 17. They are only 17. And just imagine say chrono spread yana. Oh, sometimes yana mareho say yeka say bejimi bre. Nanso bejimi for no kra no. Na se wo hwe se de Kwame Nkrumah planet tema. Me krobi wo Brown Half region kind of saying border town, and I say a war border town your friend of Sampa na senkura matese omo ahensem bi ekokoko so Sampa obia wako kro no supen na se enye nei na se oma say design that village sa time na me de me ko na ho ye village. I will say it was a village. They say they a developer abeye town kese na wo sa layout no say a dan bia be say bia a cluster of 3-4 houses no a kwan da chiri a kwan da nim a kwan da enchemu. Just say the town was so well organized. And I was asking myself say yena yesi enne ye ne bie no ye kosi dan ani ato apete saa. So but omo ana yesi omo ye bajimi brefo no one month me planning a crow ahodo a wo mu to the extent say omuja ekwan tutu edan a omu besisiye mu. Enti the American say at the whole of Ashanti region no omo only 17 fire hydrants. And only one 10 table. 10 table no yes actually tin no a say skyscraper bi share yetimi sika so nti yetimi peja na ekoso so na say onipa no etumi etu nsuo no medu bebia eja na ehye. Na me bisa say Kumasi around baby adum na ye kan say eja no ehye no. Na me bisa say na fire ye kan say sa na ahai ubohu si ayeye okwan ho bebre minim say ye friend of fire hydrant o say then ye friend no a esisi kwa ho bebre wa krom ha a me we baby a obefa bia bi wo ho boni a mark ne say fire lane you can park there nti say eja ahye wo baby na fire service no car no eba eno an say o connect ni hole no to that particular fire hydrant. Now I think that they call it fire hydrant. Now why ye or my ye esi ho no no connect it na fe onya power onya enya fe no kobu nsuo wo baby ana oma contractor de omu vehicles akobu nsuo e de aba. Enti mi bisa say ye see baby ye see edwa ne sa niema no a do we make provisions for sa facilities na ebema se baby ni sa baby aye edwa na yesie no ehye a ye betumi adum no ana na se mbisa no minim se enipa no bi di aye amanyosem, but to me no issues like this no the last time I discuss this asem we no me can say issues like this no yemfa nye politics. Enunti na me appeal to the next government bia obeba ne say on share fire service side no na yen try say ye be really retool them ye be more enough me teacher ni bia o kire ma de 19 sa na ye friend no but ni dian kasan ye berima amani ampon na oya o say accoutrement tools, accoutrement. So enti yemo modern say yebe retulu. I said that. So because say anya hwe kura no a the whole district no think at least every district be anya one fire you can say fire service car one baako pe baako one say every district be a ntinka yeah count to kebe count to 47 and 43 say district near 43 or 43 anya hwe kura no enka sa 10 tables no yenya kura na esi nya be 10 in strategic areas. I name say almost high rise building. For example, so for Kumasi a Fatek area ho. Fatek area ho na. Se ebase ejato teka. Look at the kind of minkase emrasa, but look at the kind of high rise buildings are ewo tech school mu ho. Yeah, this one fire you can say 10 table no and ebeko ho. Now, what if sir one a break it down? Entino enye time a ye de saa niema we ye politics nie. E wo se ye tie ye ho ase se asoman no ya fairly ewo retooling our fire service. I said this a couple of I think about 1 year ago me kan ho asem. And even recently ya me san be kan ho asem kan say tama kejetia market ne hye me san be kan ho asem say do we even have access for fire service vehicles? No say a bit me akọ market ni mu ana. Ena yeni a yedi ye politics no mesre say yenyai because say ye for last 15 years na say ye nyina ye bedi ye ho nokre a ye behunu say every time bia no a started December na abe endi wo March April ho baby Hamatan season no sa na eye na eja hyehye saa amanfo fie hye na edwa hye so enti enye one political party bi na aba power ntina ama eja hyehye because 2020 I counted not less than about 15 fire outbreaks. I think that time no na me hear my first program about the fire service no. So subsequently there has been fire outbreaks as recent as 2022 krano ejashie bi by. And then immediately after the elections a couple of them happened. That time krano yen change yen swear the current government in by intino edubra niema bi wo no mo a as people no ye devoid from politics na afi ye tackle issue no head on. Sesi a meka say kejetia yentimi ensure kejetia a whole millions of dollars sikana ye koji besi kejetia no yentimi ensure kejetia in terms of say yen provide insurance mom. One of the reasons in here yentimi ensure kejetia no because of the fact say omu need fire certificate. Because who needs fire certificate? There is no way say any good insurance company no ebe na adwen say obe insure. You must have the fire certificate to prove say ampa fire service for no aye bibia hu say say jesia ebia what provided enough your friend saying buffers say just etoho a ye betumi edum in term ni ade because insurer na obe insure o edwa no ono no say edwa ne shi bia na obeboka into person o make sure say what it takes to be able to fight fire. Entino media the mechanic say whatever happened there mehu say ebinumu chastise the Ashanti regional minister for maybe shouting on the fire service personnel. But you and I know, say in the heat of you kind of say in the moment, things happen because remember, say he's the regional minister, and he was putting himself in the shoes of the market women and the market men, women and men, because a bit almost stores and a bit on mobile phones. Oh, he was just putting himself into those people's shoes, asking himself, and then obey. And as a leader, no, edu baby, you'll be overwhelmed. And me, no, I pardon him for that because meaning say he was overwhelmed. Say ojina ho no hu say ade na ehye na, but Mr. Minister, to me, no, it should send a signal to us, say, as a nation, no, we need to start retooling our fire service department and give them the adequate training, because from what I hear, no, crane say, protective gear against fire, crane, Edding, I'm saying, and yeah, commons, I almost need to draw, sir. So, will be crying, I almost need to draw. And these are some of the things that we need to look at it. Na ye share kwaya ye befa so a e de aboa ama omo atumi aye efficient in delivering their duties and their jobs. So ahai no, last time I'm here sa program we about fire outbreak no, me kai say baby a meti no, me were 3 different fire stations etwa me ho ahia. Se BBC wa ha sisi ya na me a small area, but we have 3. I happens to live in the border of 3 different counties. I think it's even 4 because me were Montgomery, I were me other side. Can say Howard County, and I am in County. You were PG County, and so on the other side. You were Anna Aranda, and so on the other side. All these 4 counties now, Mabobono, including the Howard, no. Almost fire hydrants are so close to me. So close. Enti Baku ewo machiri heya Savage. Baku ewo I think say North Mekan say Hobe say East Laurel. Baku West Side. And a Baku South Laurel. Sana enti no say eba say yesi ejabie siu. Ubon sisi a pa na we na ma sisi a no ngabehia na oma quench fire no mo call mo baby. But yem bisa ye ho say with 17 fire hydrants no. Sa fire hydrants no kwade na ya na ha me say sometimes no ye decommission them not because of any major thing e bi wo a ne tie nye. Ye decommission no. Na si ho. Because time ba kum ye no bi nye. So, as a country, no, we should look at those things. Now, friends who say, "Basa ye besi yenja egahodo ye besi biomu in the future, no, should be something that we will put ye bekan say ye be dwene sa fire incidents na ya tie started during Hamatan season, no, na ye hu die ye betumi aye den aye afa ho." I applaud the current president. Say he was due to fly to Tamale for you can't say you may be an or inauguration be an or and I thank you to or something and but when he heard about the fire no o make a brief stop Kumase and make sure say obeko sin no, but Mr. President sin now no a good, but then beyond that no yes yenim say oman no ye ho ye nyina baby ye de, but let's look at those things. Say ye betimi provide enough fire hydrants and na ye sisi ho ye edwa no so a ye make access of sa insuo no a ya na fire service for no need to connect into it no yenye sa de no se de be ya BBC a enya afa ni ye beka se fire service no ba car no ba no eje insuo nim, because aha say no fire service car no ba on fa insuo bi ama and one say oba ya no fire hydrant no I think they call it fire hydrant na wa plug in or plug in na na twede esi we ni so no raise atwe say wo soro wa raise atwede no na wa hya ase na o supre ni nsuo na excuse me esan say is connected to the source ninti no the kind of power ya na eba no ano odin nti etimi ko akire to be able to sort of say ebe put fire no off. One other aspect in so a yen explore as a country and say ye betumi enya helicopters and 1 or 2 helicopters because yetimi to V8 bebre but ye betumi ato 1 or 2 helicopters a krom high no so wa ha say ejara no odempa no a those helicopters fly over the area, not almost spray just to get to quench the fire. Because a doom situation, you know, because of the way it has the place has been built, not any more access, you know. Senkaye was our aircraft no anasa helicopter nibia. And one say and can you deploy eno na fe ekosha say edi nsuo egusu from esoro na etumi akwanchi because one say I didn't say the earlier we are able to quench the fire, the less a friend disaster and a course. Because so utie adwadifo bi a momfa ncheme so utie adwadifo bi any omonsemo a omoka obi kwa de ose okofa anema no baaye no o onyan chicheye o di good store man o ensa de achia oba na omo a wa frankrofo supply omonema na obia be fa ne de ekọ nti sa anema no nyina ehye dan nim ehye ho na ehye obi se 35,000 na ose anopa na oba wa yidi akọ bank because okofia na dwo na ade asa nti ontimi fa nkọ eno so hye ho ahye momfa ncheme na hiccups anya me I don't know why eno so hye ho ahwere no enti de meka kosia ne se yen depoliticize sa major issues na affect yen no yen citizens no yen na sa niema we affect yen enti yen na wo se ye gina na ye enforce ye make sure say yen pani for no ebetu anamo a ebetumi aboa yen na sa niema no nyina no yenya na aboa yen ba se yenya koye no NDC MPP pe na asay ade ni nyina na fe focus na e wo se nka yen citizens no ye de ma mpanimfo na nka omo hwe na omo ye sa niema no de boa yen no na a free ho because then se koye NDC MPP dia se mimi ye NDC ni a me so me defend se obi so ye MPP ni a na ono so na ban na e power ono so be defend nti bo se afa no na the crux of the matter nankasa de asem no hia nankasa na ehia ye ne wo se ye hwe ne yie ne ye ma mpanimfo no yesi won so obi a wo aban mu bia se o ye MPP president o obi be di president a on di president emma one political party or ye president for the whole country. Let's begin to look at those things now for yen depoliticizing no. I think say yen is ebetumi aboa yen ama some of these things na happen no yenya ano yetimi aso ano. I would therefore megina sa asemi so ama yenuanom a omahwere omonema ewo edum enyina mema omo yakọ any due enye easy what you say because guy back one na meetie no otom mobile phones na iPhone 16 Pro se back 4 crash share saying just imagine what you fa wo ho share sa nipa no say back a 9 crash share saying you and I know how much I turn iPhone 16 Pro no enti no then ade ya but mamu maye nye no amayo so yenyina ye mpanimfo no so ne yen kan kire won se wo se ombo modern se omu ebe etulu ebe retulu ye Freddy say fire service no na the last time according to research I made no ye ma a kind of equipment no in 2016, but the major retooling a omunya so was under President John Evans Atamels nyame what free mu ono ne aban ne pen so no o make sure say obema on tools and as obema on new cars ne ade a omo de beye adwuma. Nti I think say was say ye nyina ye bo modern na ye boa na ye nkoye no say amanyosem na mu ye no say ade a eka yen ai omanfo no enti ye be hye ye mpanimfo no ana say ye be ye that kind of collaborative for across board be parliament and come back and say bipartisan ye be no across board na che say obia etumi de nano atomu bi na etumi aboa na emu enkoye say afa bi defend na afa bi nso kagum because of say ya na amanyosem NDC MPP nti I think say eja no ehye no menye sure say edu obi store no a ebusa eja ne busa say na wo ye NDC ni ana wo ye MPP ni ansa na wa start ahye store no eto mu no whether you ye NDC ni o wo ye MPP ni o wo CPP o wo Ekwadonko o ni party o ehye na eja ne du ho nko ade a ehye wo store. And then we must begin to decouple ourselves from that kind of say NDC buy MPP wo no and there be we should stop that. So same way me can 2 years ago na me kan no na me sure say NDC about power na sa bre so me kan no me emphasize say ma yenye na manyosem enti ye beto oba na me san kan biom no na me ka say aban bia obewini a obeba no onfa na ni hwe fire service as if say na minim say sa atorenchem we e na eba be sisi wo afi 2024 emu between December any sabra yeti hey eye March one kasa count the number of fire outbreaks are sisi wo market ahodo de eso. The last time I me yen so mobeka ya me catch them say menim meyere has been a victim of that particular fire outbreak no pain. Kufodua Central Market, Gabinsewa Market no. The first time I think said the second time or the first time I she back then no affected me meyere. And then I understand the pain that people go through when such things happen. And yes, sir, papa, mama, one kasa ko e ko hu devastation no. Ye nim say your fire service no is not well resourced. Edin na ye betumi aye e de aboa amaya resource om. Enti si resource om wie na se koba se BBC na oma anye proactive a eno ansa na yetimi blame wo say fire service for anye o madwuma yie because imagine so oni fire protective gear na se ogusu dum jaya na ejay bofa na so na ehye no a wawu but me bisa kra say fire service for no omo wo insurance a aban no ye ma omo ana because nipa omo fight sa kind of fire na say for no I think there should be some kind of insurance employer no beye amano a se koba se o kudumja na eja no hye no a ye betumi enya bibi etua bibi ama no se ono free mu kokora na ye betumi etua bibi di ama na yere ne ma waja won wachire no enti sa ne ma no nyina no let us explore it na say possible say ye betumi ayo a yenye na emwa fire service for no ankasa, because ni nyinaa betumi boost omo moral ama omo so omo kwa koye adwuma na omo fi omo yam e anase omo fi omo akoma mu e de aye won adwuma. Sese de ye nyinaa ye nim se omampani wayi wayi IGP foforo enti wagya yem papa Dr. Dampare ekwan ena sese odi ye papa anase police pani IGP foforo a ye frɛ no Yohonu ede no aba na mehunu se ebinum se omo de court se omo nti ase se president no ayi IGP Dampare ho na odi IGP tete Yohonu aba. I think say as a country no, as or mine no, see a person ye share sa niema we ye pa dia and ye go back to the constitution. Na yen try say ye be initiate constitutional reforms or amendments, because per ye can say en hyehyɛ constitution no no ye ma president no kwan say otimi esisa IGP. But mimi maka pen ebra ye discuss police as an institution no, say mo follow me na mo follow this yensom program no. Back then no, me name a bigger phone nyina no ye kan say the way I appointed police council no, emwa ma police no ntimi mfa function yi tem bia na akoye say executive no e control police no, because sabre no me kai say ye kire say enipa e form police board no, only a few of them. It was when Dr. Agozo I think say yes na asem no ba na ye discuss that issue no, and I think say Nathan Kofi Buache of retired or no so de sa asem no beto ho so ho e kan say the way man a police council no tie no enti ema o madwumaye no eyedene enti si ye pese ye bibi a ebeboa de a enye court na ye se ye de ko e wo se ye ko hwe ye constitution no na ye amendment wo constitution nim, because as stands no the president no otumi say obetumi asesa IGP no at any time in consultation with the Council of State, period. That is what the constitution says. And I was here changing it, because even the whole architecture of the police council now, you appointing government appointees more board police council no so no. Overhead na say police for mo ye career policemen no be 6 na was sa government appointees no ebeka chairman na or vice president no ho any ade a obohu se na omo no at number career service for no. Enti then at the end of the day no, career service for no ntimi nye too professional, because it's like the eyes of the president is on you, because sa appointees na be gu ho ni na no president na appoint you. Enti so omo hu se wo ye bibia, it's not o pese ebia emma president no project in year, they can report and then you will be changed. Enti police for no, even though omo police council no so omo ye adwuma no na omo hwe omo achi, because omo nim say there are people that are watching them. But say adia enka ya ye nhyehyɛ say they are appointed by independent commission bi na appoint omo enka, then we will see say they will be able to act impartially. It regardless of their no, they can still work and work perfectly. But they in this circumstances no, you can't blame them too much, because bibia de ma omo bia no from the presidency. President appointee IGP. President appointed some of the council members to the police council. Now, president na ache. Into that architecture na that arrangement no. And no na was a constitution no consensus me almost the court no. Democracy mo betimi dia court. But to me no, it's not worth it because say a solution to the problem they are tackle from the root cause, which is the constitution that gives the president that kind of mandate, that kind of luxury to be able to appoint and disappoint IGPs. Ade baako minority leader Honorable Afenyo Markins, mami mboni dini ye. Sanse ono ankasa vet bi a mehwe na afi de oboni dini ye pa because ever name enye ewutu fodin. Afenyo ana Afenyo Markins. Waka asembi na ne ho ye me nwa akra. You see, as politicians and as leaders, no, we must lead with principle. That is my belief. So we are MDC new, so we are MPP new. Once you come into leadership, no, be principled. Because me, I'm here. That is how I do my things. Principle. And I do juma. Yes, sir. Yes. No. And I say no. And then so no. You want me to say and run yes, na be no. I didn't make us. Deputy minority leader said, for the first time in the history of Ghana, it is 4 months after elections, and we have no representation for a constituency. I am believing, say, and yet Honorable Afenyo Markins ne can assembly. But say, I don't know, can there. My question to him, he say, what happens to Sir? Sir for no. Na omu nye nipa ti se Ablekuma no for na. Sir for no. No mu nye nipa ti se Ablekuma no for. Ana Ablekuma de won kranti. By force 4 months into the after elections no. Se omu ni representation issue. But then people of SAR were denied representation for 4 good years. One whole election cycle, one whole parliament, one whole life of a parliament, the 8th parliament. 4 solid years. And these people kept complaining, kept demonstrating, kept going to court, and nothing happened to it. Honorable, you are a lawyer. You were there. What advice did you give to the past government? So it's not the first time. It has happened before. So let's be truthful to ourselves. Let's let Amika say we should be principled in our politics. Because normally, watching me a channel will tell you, say, I don't do politics on this program. I look at national development. But sometimes, some of our politicians will draw you into politics, whether you want to do politics or not. Maybe me can you complain, say, why are we doing that to those people? For 4 years, nobody listened. Now 4 months now we cry, say first time no. And your first time, me can say we na second time. But thank God, say, I've had an information coming to studio, say, Supreme Court, I'm a ruling, say, almost uncle rerun it, sana mate, say, no credit, me finding out or channel, me sorry, me finding out, I say, no credit, say, no credit, nani na almost uncle to abano for na di obedient kunim no mra parliament. But the person minority leader eti ase ne say we in your first time. He should never say it anywhere. Say a first time. Because some people were denied representation in the 8th parliament for the whole life of the parliament. So we cry the 4 months pay into the life of the parliament. It's a big deal. They can rerun it, and whoever wins will come and join. It say enya papa say you be deny a group of people you can't send representation there. Then Honorable Afinya Makin, minority leader, go and beg the people of SAR for what you guys did to them during the 8th parliament, the life of the 8th parliament. We should not behave like that. We should be principled in our politics. And yes, Debiano we run into issues. A bit me or how abre or mine. Adia bakwa last week in so a course so me pese ye bo ye nyina ye hunu say for the I think say for some time now no I see say niema bi sakakra because most of the time no you will see increment of kind of say petroleum products, but when the world market decreases who say you decreasing the papa but I think say over the week it happens say in the pricing window LPG prices, petrol, diesel, and LPG prices in a decrease kakra. And yes, significant by a decrease kakra. Now I think say GPRQ any road transport coordinating council no I can say it me ba form kakra ka ho a ombeyi lorry fare ana ahyentuade so. I think say it will be a boost to our struggling economy if that happens, and it will be a relief for ordinary people now because people are suffering. Not because of anything, but because of the fact say Sikana or Geno at the end of the month is not able to even pay the transportation to and from work. And then eventually better say obeje adwuma no mu no abetena fie no adwene ne ho dan say obekọ adwuma no na fe bedu baby na say okobobo sia de so sika yetua no asara wetimi akọ adwuma no the whole month, which is very sad. And I think say these are some of the things because you and I know say transportation affecting almost everything in the country. And when it happens like that now, a bit to me abwa, we are just praying say yenya stable currency for some time. Now the prices of the petroleum products embra form na amanfo e wo man no so enya relief a bit to me abwa. Finally, me bre aka no me de behwe asem bi a maka no wa ha. I don't know say asem a meka no wa ha no it's like a prophecy and something. I think say me be discuss say and I say me be kind and be discuss say I don't understand why the CEOs of government agencies a government control companies say ECG, the CEO of Appiah Gihok from saying Gihok Holdings, Appiah CEO of Precious Mineral Company, CEO of GMPC, CEO Senate crowd almost yentimi for almost everyone say SIC. Enom ne niema etete saa no Ghana Tourist Board CEO. Sankrofo nyina no afibia no de normal post losses. Ghana Airport Company. I'm adding to the list. Normal post losses. Now me betra can say I don't understand why they post those losses. The reason is Dr. Tufo say na ekai na okai na emisre. O say amanfo no nsapa enso kasapreko na company na aboka. I think say kasapreko na gi okay yeah. Na obaboka. Honorable ABS say the nkrofo eja nsane no mama akofo mtina company ni boka no. But on a more serious note no, adenti na aban adwuma bia no eboka. But say ye turning no into private hands there is able to make money. Enti me discusses asem way ekan ya eka kosi say one, the kind of people are you selecting as CEOs for those ebia yenye no per experience but yenye no per politics. Say bia I'm appointing you because you are my party member and because you helped in my campaign. And I think over the years, no, that is what has been happening. Sometimes, cronies and friends and families near the Oma Akoko to Sabiano. And then nipa no need allegiance to the state, but or allegiance to the appointor, no, which is the appointing authority. So, entino adwuma no okoye no or ye no said the opebia because obia need to me say osesano chi say president or appointing no president no appointing nso no ebia ye na se ebia ye nadam ebia ye ni schoolmate nti then obia ntimi nya ne hwe nti bebre ko ho a na makoye little goals in those companies na omo run it down company no. Well, you're running it down to a point now you say Yasamba say oh company need to be making profit into no. Yeah, involve private sector. Private sector and so no na politicians na ni omocronists na no masan koto. Oma for more consortium no be private sector no. Na omo de omo beje dia etimi ye adwuma eden faso eden eba. Na last week President John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, Asia, all CEOs are appointed. All CEOs are appointed. Na asem way na okachere om. I pray and hope say President John Dramani Mahama the asem way beye adwuma. Because the campaign messenger or the buy say or be resetting or minor. And I expect him to use this opportunity to reset those government agencies and government owned companies. One, asemo okachiro omo say me quote verbatim. Me English language master bekachiro say verbatim. Me quote verbatim. And I quote, we will mark you based on your 2025 performance. And if you are not matching the pace of the reset agenda, you might be asked to step aside. President John Mahama warned CEOs of entities under state interest and governance authority. Nti president 2025 we ewu will just be watching say ube woko o talk na say utimi woko sa talk we na any company can say government agency bia and as a government entity bia na ebebo kano, including even Bank of Ghana. Na say utimi ye board Emma CEO no woman step aside. I will applaud you forever. But to the CEOs, no, I will say, the disturbing thing me be hu ye bra new government buy omo ye say almost SIC CEO or ye say or the new government na court no, then people started leaking the kind of benefits I all enjoy. In fact, I was so shocked, say SIC has been run down to the lowest point, but then say a kasika na CEO no edgy at the end of the month, and the kind of benefits are not a can you marvel. You marvel. No one beside who say a juma ben omo ya emeritus asikana omo jino. A juma ben and omo ye. Because what I know is say company now all running. If the company is running at a loss, it means that when juma zweni, you don't even deserve to be paid. Media say ubusa me perfect and I say me personal opinion. I would have said say and kayen tie or musika and answer or marketia to the results they produce at the end of the year. See, I am at 10% salary across body on BGB. And at the end of the year, no, I want to see say those CEOs are making profit. I want to see say they've turned over the companies and they are making profits because it can be done. Obi obeda da wakachire o say government entity is and kind of saying state interest no and governance authority no enya dey a ombetimi make profit omoboa because I think say before 2016 no na Giho Kasaprekun was making money. They were making profit. So enti His Excellency me paucho asem no waka no me ne wo ya adwen papa 100% because me matena ha candidate. Enti se wutimi di saade we ye adwuma na ye holdu CEOs na accountable. I think say it will send a strong signal to future CEOs take you over that companies like that and I say corporations companies like that and I say board entities like that normal who say e wo se wotimi eye bibi e de boa ma oman no enyeska because edu ba bi kura na enkesi yetimi ye in such a way say companies nankasa no adwuma mo be ye profit a mo benya no mo de tuo mo hoka, then the government doesn't have to give them subvention again. Na aban no sika anso no yetimi di aye mpuntujuma. Se si aye ka say sika omo drawn at the end of the month. Now some of them are not didn't do anything over the period omo na omo ye CEOs no. The question is say nka omo aye adwuma no na omo di tuo omo ho ka nti nka mofo say sika na government no ebe save no meni umienu ye kwan a enye no ontimi mfa anye man ana. Nti Mr. President, I will trust that you hold them to this. Audited account see said they are making profit. If they are not making profit, as you said, no, ask to step aside and bring in people who can run those companies to bring profit to the people of Ghana. Because after all, tumia ekuta omampani bia no eye de yen manfo no yen de ayewo no e na ya boabo ano ne de ama no. Enti se omampani no bedi ade a wo se odwene yen omanfo no ho. Enti se ye dwuma yen de tax payer sika e na ayo na se ebinim betena ho na won be disika no kwa na omaje all kinds of benefits na so adwuma no ka na ebo a, to me no, they don't deserve to be there because I've said it over and over again say until say you be changes our paradigm make paradigm shift no na ye hold omo sa companies no accountable no na even kura possibly no ya tie pay to you know enka bit yentumi achieve hwe se kura du ba bi a e wo se ye automation say ye betimi the clock aboho na obi aba a o me swipe especially the workers because here can CEOs no workers no so can be the yentimi make any profit because they also are part of the problem because omo no eya ba adwumenti tam open na oba tam open na okofie. Most people do that. And you know, Mr. President, I me dese wakasa asem because that is something that was on my heart. And now no awaka no. At the end of the year no, measure and him say they will all account and make profit. If they don't, let them step aside as you said. Na ebe amafi a reform a reset system no said ye opese we no. We omande she nkunwa so ayehye ebe nso aye be me ka mo se mo somfo Kobby na me de dwumadi a yato din se yensom ewo era one radio TV so e de brel nyame ya adom na adom ye ne a dasenne ye besan ehye biom me ma wo moniti a adehye
Mon père, ça me fait bien tiens. Tu me fais dire non kotu, era one radio. C'est mon père, tu me fais bien tiens. Tu me fais dire non kotu, era one radio.